Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. This is day number 4 for Palworld. For the people watching the VOD stored over on YouTube, I got the chat box fixed so that the chat bot will display the rules that we're following there. You don't have to just listen to what I tell you the rules are. One change that is happening for sure is I am cutting down the amount of time I am going to stream at a time. So tonight we still started at the 6:30 Central Time US, but we're going to cut off at 9, so just 2.5 hours. And going forward, it's going to be from 7 to 9 on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. I have adjusted the stream schedule on Twitch already, so the timer, countdown, everything should be correct going forward. 3 hours is just pushing it, especially Wednesday night, getting here. Basically, I set down a half hour before the stream starts to get everything set up, make sure everything's working and that we're good to go. That pushes it when I'm getting off work. So I'm just pushing it to 7, and going 3 hours is just a little much for me to sit here talking. Last Wednesday, could probably tell I was just about losing my voice there near the end. But that said, let's see, we left off just getting ready to do some work on the base. Streamer Islands, there we go. So we're going to start off working on the base, and then we're probably going to run some dungeons. We'll just get the base set up enough to get pals working and still doing their thing. But if we're going to be working on the base, we don't want the pals in the base because then they just get in the way. So first things first, let's go around and collect all the mess up that they just left. Because basically, if they were carrying anything when we quit the game last time, it just got dropped. Get back up here. Let's see, they dropped some stuff over here. We're basically just going to get a chest, a couple chests maybe even set up. Just tear some of this stuff down because we're not going to need it going forward. There's stuff in there, so I don't want to break that yet. And there we went overweight. So fortunately, this is one of the changes they made a couple patches back. Before, if you got overweight by a certain point, you'd stop moving completely. You'd have to use the grapple gun to get around. This is slow, but you can still move, so that's good. Okay, there's food in here we want to pull out. Oops. Come on, there we go. And let's get all those cooked berries in one spot in my inventory. And we can break that. Basically, starting fresh is what we're going to do here. Okay, now since we're going to be breaking these foundations, we're going to want to set everything that's in these chests off to the side. Otherwise, when we break them, all the stuff that's in the chest, well, when we break the foundation, the chest will break, and then everything in the chest will just go all over the place. So we had 3 chests worth of stuff back there. We're just going to plop them down here and quick build them, and then we'll move all that stuff over, making sure we keep some extra stone on us so that we can actually build the foundations to build the PAL box back onto. I made that mistake before, and then I have to keep running back over to these chests I just set up. And I think we're going to just do it all at once here. Well, no, because otherwise we're going to take forever to move around. Okay, so take the stone and the wood. Okay, there we're down to manageable levels that we can run around. And we'll just split that stuff up as we bring it over here. This is just temporary storage over here. We're not going to keep the stuff over here. We just basically want it out of the way so we can do our thing. And once we have the base, the PAL box built back up, then it won't matter where the chests are. I think we might need another chest there. Then it won't matter where the chests are because we can build just like normal from anywhere that's within that blue circle. Nope, too much. Get this brought over. Oh, what's some light stuff? That's not weighing anything. That's not weighing anything. Rather than build another chest when we're just going to move it all back around here in a minute anyway, let's do that. Too heavy. There we go. I basically just told it, take half the stack. And we are going to need one more spot for that stone. There we go. I had to get up here to see it, apparently. And since I had considered, since they switched up how the pals mine, you know, they'll mine the nodes before they mine at the pits, and they'll mine the trees before they mine at the logging site. I had considered changing up so that maybe we don't use foundations. I think we'll worry about that next time if we do another, if I do another stream. Let's see. So if we bling those in half, I think that's too much. It is, but not by much. Let's pick another 10. And another 10. And another 10. I know I probably could have just run it over at this point. There we go. So if we take 40 off of this stack, and I'm just holding down the control button and hitting that take 1. Then we'll just leave that 80 for building with because the foundations take 3. So that will be plenty for us to get our 3x3 start and get the PAL box built back up. And still leave us some weight to pick up the wood and everything. Yes, I know I started running somewhere else. I glanced at the other screen. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so you can see there it dropped what was in the chest. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and delete that one for now. And that one for now. And we're going to build stone foundations. Basically, I'm just going to do this to kind of mark out where my 3x3 is here. So that I can destroy that. That little warning message was basically saying, hey, stuff that's at the base, most of it will drop. Some of it will just get destroyed, and you'll have to go pick it up. And remember, basically, when I destroy that, anything... Oops, wrong window. There we go. Anything that's built from this tab, the PAL tab there, will basically break and drop in place. Anything else will stay perfectly fine, but anything here will drop in place, and you'll have to go pick it up. Now, this is my center one. I always like throwing that the other direction just so that I can tell at a glance, hey, this is my center of my base. I want this one just to make it a bit easier when building. Okay, so now we got a 3x3. Gonna go ahead and take these ones off for now, because I don't know that I want to do a whole lot more until all the nodes respawn. Let's see. So the easy way to tell on if you're going forward, back, getting it in the center of the thing, I'm just spinning it and saying, okay, well, it looks like I can do 3 blocks forward, 3 blocks on the other side, and then it's in the center that way. So I come back over this way. And 1, 2, 3 blocks just about forward. And I look fairly centered that way. If we come look fairly centered, like I said, this is one reason I like building on the stone. It helps you center the stuff up. Makes it just that much easier. And now that we got that built back up, you can see when I go to try build some of this higher cost stuff, well, it can see everything in those chests because those chests are back inside the distance again. Now that said, I'm going to go drop off the rest of the stone. And we want these nodes to rebuild or respawn before we build anything else because, well, we don't want to interrupt the stone nodes specifically. There's plenty of trees around, but the stone nodes specifically, we don't want to build on them to keep them from respawning, so we want to see where they are. So what we're going to do in the meantime, I believe, is a dungeon or two. So we did this one. Let's go try and do that one. So we can just go from that fast travel point. I got rid of my mark. I don't want to do that. That fast travel point, and it's just down on the beach here is where this one is. And by just doing a couple, because those nodes will respawn within a game day. May as well pick up stuff while we're going. So basically, we just need to kill time so those nodes come back, and then when we build, we know we're not going to keep a node from respawning. Because yes, we could have them mine at the stone pit, but if they're mining the nodes, they get that extra palladium, they get that extra little bit, not really worth it, of ore. But when they do the trees, they get the wood and they get the fiber. Instead of having to send a water pal to a crusher to turn wood into fiber. And let's see, fuddlers. I bet I still need them. Oh yeah, we've only got 2 of them. So, let's see, my ammo's good. Just checking stuff out. Let's do him so he kind of shows us what we're doing. So you guys can see a bit better. Because we may as well catch these things and get the XP bonus while we're at it. Here's some coal. Let's go ahead and mine that up. Oop. I forgot about those guys over there. And if you want to know when you have the bow drawn and you don't want to actually fire the arrow, I just let up on the aim key, which is the right mouse button. And then I just used the scroll wheel to switch. It did a couple hits with that. Oops. With the club, but I didn't waste an arrow. Not that big a deal later on, but we don't have a whole lot of arrows on hand right now. And right now there's no use for us having the coal, but we're here, so we may as well grab it. And it does not weigh as much as the stone and stuff. So coal and sulfur, when I'm in a dungeon, I'll grab. Oops. And hopefully when we get to the end of the dungeon and we can get some of those thermal shirts. That way, if we have our fox parks out and we do the torch, we don't suddenly say, oh, nope, it's too warm. And yes, I'm basically just holding down the attack button there. I'm not mashing the button or anything like that. It goes at its own speed, and that's fine with me. And as is typical, because you don't know, well, you might get a sense if you run enough of these in a row, but you're not positive where the, let's see, Killamari, do we still need those? Where the end of the dungeon is going to be. Yes, we do. And it is somewhat maze-like, not 100%, but since you don't know where your end goal is going to be until you get there, it helps to just pick a direction, just like any maze. Stop it and get in the ball. It helps to just, like, stay right or stay left. Pick one, stick with it. It may take longer, but you won't get lost. And that's basically with any maze. You just pick, stay right, stay left, go. The fuddlers, we need those yet. And cut. And it looks like this was not the direction to go, because that would be the final room if it was the direction to go. Because you will notice the rooms only go so many deep. So this is why this is a chest room and not something that will branch off even further. And that's why I know when we go in the next room, we're not actually going to be able to go any further, any direction in there, but we can still see what's in there. As far as pals and chests and ore, that kind of thing. Because you basically get that main room that splits into 4. Pretty sure we ain't got all these guys yet. Oops. I didn't mean to shoot that arrow, but arrows are cheap. Wood and stone. Yeah, definitely did not have all those guys yet either. So you get that main room that splits into 4 directions. Then from there you can have rooms that split into 4 directions. But then after that, they won't split anymore. Wow, you just don't care that I'm hitting you with arrows, do you? There's another one. Okay, get over here out of the water since you don't like to fight as much in it. There we go. And looks like just some paldium ore, which... Yeah, see, now if this was a room that would branch further, here would be a door, but since we're at the end of the branches, not going to go anywhere. And we can move faster with this guy. At least to get past, back out of this room. There's no mob or pals in this room. There might be in the next room since we moved away and came back. I know we're trying to save some, or waste, not really waste some time, but spend some time. But we're not really looking to just waste it doing nothing. There we go. Here we are. And like this room, when you... Oop. Right there. He fights for free. All he needs is food, so... I'm always having issues. And he's going to definitely have issues with this guy. Because you see, he just keeps hopping around because he don't know where to go. So if we bring him here, he might be able to get a better angle on him. Oh yeah, definitely. So as I was saying, this room, I have never seen a door on that side or this side. It's basically a straight pass-through. And then we get back in here. We get a fuddler to try and catch. Oh, I didn't see the other one. Let's see if we get them both. 1, 2. That brings us down to just 4 more fuddlers for that capture bonus. And we were sticking right, so we need to go this way. So this is what I call the main room, because it's the first one that branches around. You know, we had that room that we started in, then we came into here. So if we go north, this is another one of those straight rooms. Just this side. Hey, stop that. Oops, wasted another arrow there. So nothing off to either side. It's just basically, I know it's not technically straight. It basically turns right, but there's only one entrance, one exit. Is what I mean by straight. Mouse, we definitely need those guys. I know we ain't caught 10 of those. Because we haven't done that many dungeons. I think my fox got stuck. Because he was not fighting. Let's see if we get him here. There's one. Nope, in the ball. I shouldn't have stood there and let it hit me. In the ball. Sphere, whatever, same thing. There we go. Hey, we got a level. So, chest. I think my fox parks got stuck again. Oh, I didn't dodge. Dude, are you gonna attack? There you go, finally. Sometimes they take so long to decide to attack anything. So this is just that chest, so we got to go back, and we only had the one direction to go. Which means if we would have went left, we would have got it right away. This room is not going to have reset, but this room will have because we went more than one room away from it. Fox Parks work on that other one since this one's being dumb and stuck. There, he's loose. That would be the way out. So this is the only direction left. And you'll see me sometimes I pick them up between rooms because sometimes they get stuck and they don't know where they're going. It's like they don't know how to cross the room. Now this is a room that would typically have 4 exits. You can see this one's blocked off. That one's not. And neither is that one. So one of these ways is going to... Oh, I wasn't paying attention. One direction's going to be towards the thing. The other direction's going to be towards a chest. Really? Fight a little bit faster there, Foxy. Thank you. And honestly, while we're sitting here, we may as well level up. So that brings us up to level 20. Oop. I thought I heard something, but apparently not. Anyway, that brings us up to level 20. Like that one, so we can get to base level 8 now. And that gets us a stamina, which ain't such a bad thing to grab while we're in here. And let's see what that got us for technologies. Actually, let's open stuff up that I know we're going to need. So we're going to want a ranch. Not so worried about the parachutes. We got a flyer at the moment. We'll worry about that later too when we see if we keep him. Logging site, I'm not too worried about either at the moment because we have the trees there. At some point, it will require us to build a crusher to up our base level. Hot spring helps restore sanity for the pals at the base. Might grab that and use him as a glider. We'll see here. Medicine workbench, we're going to want that. I'm not so worried about the decorative stuff now. I'm not so good at the decorative stuff. We'll worry about that later. Cooler box we're going to want. I doubt we'll use it, but we'll grab it just in case we need that one. Again, I doubt we'll use it, especially at this base, but we'll grab it in case we need one. Metal chest we're going to definitely want to use. It's got our highest level, highest amount of storage per chest until we get to like the refined metal lockers, basically. Cooler could do this stuff, but we don't need them because we're not doing... We got the egg timer set to 0, so they will instantly go. Breeding farm we're going to need eventually. So it means we're going to need cement. Oh, that's handy. Gigasphere and weapon workbench. Now, the large toolbox is one of those items that improves the handiwork of the pals at the base. Only one per base because adding a second one does nothing. Let's go ahead and grab that here in the flame cauldron, even though we're not going to build those right now. We are getting close to that hip lantern. A couple more levels. Okay. Let's continue on here. I'm guessing that is going to be... Because it looks like... Oops. If you look, it looks like it goes open to another room. So I'm guessing that's the way to the boss. So let's check this one first. Because if this is not the boss, then there's going to be a chest or something worth grabbing. Send to get Thug, so this is not the boss. And it's just a plain room, so I'm not all that concerned with it. So let's do the boss, go outside and see if some of those nodes have reset. I don't think it's been long enough. But if it's nighttime, we can sleep through the night, and that'll help them respawn a bit quicker. Now, we did not go more than one room away, so the guys in here should not have respawned, and they did not. Let's see what kind of boss we get, and oh, I did not mean to fall off with him. And I have not personally done it, but if you ever get a boss you don't want, like, okay, well, this is a goo moss. Say you don't really want the goo, you don't want to fight the goo moss. Well, this is one room away. This is now 2 rooms away. Again, this should not have respawned because we did not enter the boss's room. But I have seen it said if you go back and then go back in here, it should be a different boss. And it is, because now it's a Fox Parks. Do we want to do them? Who do I have on my team? I mean, I could fight him with the pink gullet. Let's take a look at the... So they're fire, so we'd need water, which is what our pink gullet is. I know our pink gullet is also ice, but I believe since he's water, he will not take extra damage from the fire. Let's try it and see. I have no idea what this guy's attacks look like. I have no idea why these guys all grouped up over here, but since they did... we're gonna do this. Have them do some extra damage. Oh boy, I should really pay more attention. I hear the ice damage flying anyway. Oh, he took out the boss already. Okay, well. So much for catching him. Didn't lose a whole lot of health, but... I was hoping he had more than just an ice attack. What attacks do we have on this guy? So he's basically spamming that one. You'd think he would have spammed that one. No other ones. Oh well. Anyway. Ancient civilization parts. Let's go see what we get in the chests. And we get heat-resistant undershirt. Hey, that's the one we actually wanted. As you remember with the Fox Parks out, and if I went to the torch, it said, too hot. Now it's not. Good. Iger technical manual just adds another technology point. It is still daytime. Not all that far through the daytime either. But we get to come over here and we get to mark off. There's a dungeon done. Let's head back to the base and see where we're setting with those stone nodes respawning. Actually, we may go sell our sellables first and then go back to the base. Now, tell you what, let's do base first. Let's look at what we got. Stronghold strategist, male. Nope. 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 We weren't doing brave. We weren't doing positive thinker. Mine foreman. We might be able to stick him in for keeping later for breeding. Traitless male, definitely. Ooh, another traitless. Boy, were they all... Nope. Okay, there's a female. Were we doing musclehead? We were doing musclehead. Okay. And nope. So, we got a musclehead female. Mow. So that's in box 13. At the top. If you can see on our little cheat sheet, I added what the actual box number is on these. But I left the... Oh, I got to hit the Q or E key this many times. Trait list. Stronghold strategist. Fuddler. Male. Goes also in box 4. Oops. Oops. Well, just get back over here. There. You're supposed to be there. Calamari Mine Foreman. Let's see. What level is Calamari? Calamari. Okay, how do you spell the guy's name? Mari. There we go. 1290. So we'll remove that chillet over. Put Calamari there. That's box 4 in the middle. And our traitless. We got a... Okay, so we got a Fuddler male. 2Ds, I think. Yep. And we got a Mao male. Putting the bold on there so I know where they go. So the Mao goes right before the chickpea. Just drag that Fuddler back, and we're going to stick him right after the empty spots. So move everything down one. No, you don't have to do this. It just makes it easier for me to find them later on. And now when we go sell, we can sell all these guys because they don't have any traits that we actually want. Let's unbolt those guys since we got them set. And we're definitely getting these guys set, which is not really helping us as far as setting up base pals and stuff. In fact, the only base pals we're going to have set are these two at the moment, so we need to catch some more good pals for that. But we're nowhere near breeding yet, so I'm not too worried about it. Just kind of keeping it in mind for later down the road. Really wants to get rid of those deers there. Freightless rush ore, I'm not going to worry about. Ooh, swift, though. Ooh. Oh, and a traitless jolt hog. Oh, he's a 920 on a swift. And we don't have any... Well, we got the lamb ball. That would be a male swift. Do we want to buy him? I think we do. Actually, no, let's not. Jolt hog we will, though. Especially traitless. Is he male or female? Female. He was a she. And the main reason I want to buy him is he's small. We put him at the base to generate electricity. He's not going to take up a lot of space. We breed him with a specific other pal. We get a Christ version, which is basically an ice version that just does cooling. That's better than having a big chillet around the base because, again, takes up less space. Not to say we can't catch a Jolthog Christ, but this one also being traitless means we might be able to use them to breed other things too. Don't need that, don't need that. Those are just for selling stuff. Let's see, and we bought the wheat seeds last time. Okay, good. The stone nodes are back because there were 2 here. Not all the trees are back, but the stone nodes are back. No, not all of them because I think there's supposed to be a stone node over here. But we can get set up going out this way. So I think what we're going to do... Because if we... I'll show you guys quick. One more. There we go. Okay, fine. We'll go with those. Yeah, it's picky. Fine. Let's stick a wall up. Stairs are pickier than roofs. Just for your reference, so that's why we won't really use stairs all that much. So when building, you can see that one. No foundation underneath. We can go out another one. Oops. Still no foundation underneath, but that's 1, 2. It will not let us build another time out. Now we could there because there's a foundation within 2. But it also will not let us build up on this one either. So if we break that one, this counts as 1. That counts as 2. If we tried to build out, I don't think it's going to let us. And... oh, it will. Okay. We just wouldn't be able to build a wall up out here. Basically, you can build out 2 blocks, we'll call it blocks, away from a foundation. Now, if I were to delete this foundation, I'm not going to because then I might not be able to place it back down with the PAL box there. It would get rid of that and that wall because there was no longer a foundation there within 2. And we break that. Everything connected to it was no longer connected to a foundation, so it dropped. So if we want to preserve these nodes, there are none this direction. And there are none this direction. So if we go up from either side, we're good. Foundations. Can we go out without interfering with that node? We can. We just can't go back. That's fine. We are not interfering with that node. That's good. There's still one more over there, so I'm kind of not going to build there yet. Just want a quick see. We can build there if need be. Yeah, for some reason, like the stone, we can't build there because that stone node's there. But we can build through the tree. That really does not make any sense. If you can't build through one, why does it let you build through another? But because the tree's there, we couldn't build a wall there because it's intersecting with the branches. But we can build through the trunk. Early access game. They'll work on the building. I know they've said they're going to work on it, but I just want to get that tree out of the way here. Because what I'm thinking, I want to see if this node over here respawns, so we might do a little bit this way. And then maybe run another dungeon. But basically, you want to leave, if you have the big pals, like, you want to leave like a 3x3 area open. So in this case, so we could build up there and there. If we wanted them to get out this way, we want to leave it open, open, open. Then we could build there. But I'm trying to think. I want to be a little more... trying to think if I even want to do that. Or if we just leave this 3x3. Let's do that. Let's bring it back down to our 3x3 here. And since it's going to start getting dark on us, let's bring out the torch here. So as you can see, out here we got space. Quite a bit of space before we get to the blue line. That would also be outside of that node. And that node. But do we want to connect and just leave the nodes open, or do we want to build? I'm thinking what we might do. Good, let us get past there. Let's get back to the center line, which is this one here. We can go there, we can go there. Go there and there. And go there. It's starting to get the blue line, so I don't know if we want to go too much further over. I just placed it on a tree. Let's get that tree out of the way here. Get this one out of the way too while we're at it. Now I just did this so that these things are level. So that if we end up doing a multi-level structure, let me bring the torch back up so people can see here. So if we end up doing a multi-level structure, these two will be, now they're not technically connected right now, but they'll line up and be quote-unquote connected, as it were. So basically what I'm looking for over here is to say, Go there, then it's going to be a... Then we can't do a... one of these there, because then it will interfere with the node. Let's come back to there. But we can do our foundations there. Nope, can't get out that far, so let's go back this way. So this would give us a 4x3. Choices, choices, people, choices. Because we won't be able to do... You know, we go through here, that could interfere with that node. We won't be able to connect this one. This one would be okay for connecting, but just one wide is not enough for the bigger pals. But 4x3, that's 12 pal beds. If we put just beds in here, we wouldn't be able to get up to the big fluffy beds. And there's nowhere for us to get a 2x bridge up if we wanted to go higher, unless we go off this side. Let's get back to building. Nope, I got hungry there apparently. So if we go 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, that's technically 16 beds. I don't want to build there because, well, I'll show you quick. There's this blue line. I still don't like going out to the blue line. They get confused sometimes still. Not near as bad as they were. I will grant that. Foundations again. So if we want it to be at least 2 wide when we get to the top, we want to be 3 high. Just to give them space. So that would mean we'd need ramp, ramp, ramp. Then another ramp. So let's go this way. Whoopsie. Not connected. Let's just go that way too. And let's see. Go 1, 2. I said we wanted to go 3. Got dark because I put my torch away so I could climb up. Here we are. Nope, we want to go that way. So that's over by 1. And they let them get up. See, it's not quite down to the ground yet. I don't know why I jumped down. Now I gotta climb back up. Building with these going down, much easier than building going up. There. Now we're all the way down. So if a pal wanted to come over here and be able to get up, and we do a second level up here, they can get up here. But we need these under here because we get rid of that one. You see, you got rid of that spot right there. And now it's not letting me build there because that's there. Not that we need to build there, but it does look a bit better. And it gives us some more flat space to set some stuff down. We might do like our bed back in here or what have you. Or we might, just to give some more space, come back one. So if we go 1, 2, 3 tall, then we're running roof. I think that gives them enough space to get over. Oops. Yeah, I did that before. I was holding shift thinking, I'll stop. I'm not in Minecraft. I didn't stop. My only concern with making that the turning point is the fact that it is. But will be one more wide. Nope. Nope, come back. There we go. I think we're going to do it this way. Got dark, but just chopping down the tree with a club does not go all that quick. There we go. Let's switch back so you guys can see a bit better, and so I can see a bit better too. It's being finicky. I had it for a second there. There. Now it won't be as finicky. That's the way. Okay. Okay, so we had 4x3 down there. We can do a 4x3 up here. 2, 3, 4. Technically, we can go wider up here because we're on a roof section now. But I only want to go by 1. Otherwise, I can't build a wall to keep the pals from running off the edge. So what we may do is now we have a 3x5. Which is the perfect amount if we wanted to do all the beds up here. Then they're not down here. But then we also still have this to do. Come in here. Probably not going to let me do the wall here because the tree's in the way. And now that tree's in the way. Dump stuff off here. I'm not sure what we might put back here. We might just extend this back over some more. We'll see as we get some stuff put down here. So this is enough space to put a ranch. I'm starting to think maybe there was not a stone node there. I could have swore there was. Maybe our foundation's already too much in the way. But let's just do... We're going to do these off of here so that any pals coming up in here to do whatever work we might do can get up in here without getting stuck on stuff. That said, that is also why we're going to do walls in here. Now what I like to do, or what I did on the last one anyway, I did the solid walls on the bottom, then I did these window walls up here. I'm not putting any on this side yet because I'm not sure where I'm going to have, or what I'm even going to have in here. Or even back in here. I might put all my construction benches and stuff back in here. That might be a good spot for those. And then solid walls again on top. So let's put in that bit first. And then we'll put the stone walls in up top. And now all that stuff up top is connected by every single line of these walls. So we could take out the stairs and it would not drop. We wouldn't be able to get up there, but it would not drop. So up here, since we're thinking, or I'm thinking the bed's up here, I just want a nice, gentle run of walls so that they don't try walking off the edge. I'm even going to put them up here. Oh, forgot. Here, and there, and there. There we go. So now they're gentle decline here. Plenty of space here to be able to walk up. We might stick power. I'm not sure what we'll stick back there. I'm starting to think maybe there was not a node there. But now we can do the beds. Since we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. So that's 15 beds that can be up here. Down here. We got to build 2 of these at some point. We'll have to go get some PAL fluids for that. But where are we technology-wise? Do we have the better bed yet? Probably not. No, I don't think so, because it's right there. Okay. And our base level could be, we said, I believe 8, if I recall. Yes. What does it think we need to do to get a base? A PAL gear workbench and a statue of power. Tell you what, while we're standing here, I still swear there's supposed to be a stone node there, but I'm starting to think there's not. Or it's already interfered with by this. foundation right there. But now the pals can get up to the pal box, or more in point, come down when they spawn in on this side here. Now, we could go up, if we're up top, we can go one. Take a look here, actually. I don't know why I'm crouching. Stop it. Because we can go out 2 when we're up top. We can go out 2. So we could do a bridge. We would not be able to do spaces here. But since we could do a bridge, I might change up and put some more stuff up top there. Let's test, shall we? Roof. There we are. So we know we could go 1, 2. Not going to let us build further, because then that's 3 off. But we come over here and do a wall just to climb. Oop, keep pushing forward to climb. Then you can do a roof off of that side. Not enough support. What? I wonder if it's thinking that because there's nothing actually connecting them below. Okay, experiment complete. We would, I think, need to extend the foundations down here out one if we wanted to do a bridge across. I'm not sure that entirely that I do anyway, so could have been interesting. Okay, I'm going to say there's no node there. Build that. That lets them get back there. Let's see. I think only this node and that node will count. Because this node touches the blue line. Yeah, and since this node touches the blue line, they will not mine this one. So this node doesn't matter. Just trying to think, because if I build a... or in the future, we can build a ranch in that empty area. But because it's a 3x3, basically. And it's going to complain about me sitting there, but we bring it up here. It fits in a 3x3 area. But the breeding pen is bigger, and it's more like a 5x5 area. But it is handy, if we do it here, to be able to, because the pals drop here, so it's handy to be able to pick them up and go put them down where we need them. I don't want to go this way, but could we? Well, it's not going to let us when it's got that stuff. Yes. 2, 3, 4, Oh, so close. We might be able to make that work anyway. 2. We don't want to go that way anyway because it'll interfere with that node. 3. We can get 5 this way with the trees out of the way.
There.
4, 5. Cool. And so those 2 are off. I even have the stuff to be able to build it to see. I do. Okay. Chop down some trees. This is one reason I have another base area that I've used before that I've seen people post about, where basically I just literally built stone foundations on the bottom of everything. Because the AI was not prioritizing those nodes over the stone pit at the time. Now that they do, it makes it a bit different. Let's see if I can fit that thing in here. I just want to do... These walls are temporary for maybe. It says that tree's in the way, which means it's going to be in the way if we try to put down the thing here. I'm just basically putting the walls in place to... Oh, that one's going to be in the way too. To kind of contain where it's trying to place the breeding pen, just to see if going over here will work or not. I don't think it's going to work. Because the further this way we get, the more it's going to interfere with that. So yes, it definitely needs a 5x5. Starting to reconsider if it's worth trying to keep these nodes. Or just building out as big a flat area as we can. Let's see. So we are, at this point, halfway through the stream. I think I'm going to take a 5-minute break here to just get up and move. Yes, there we go. And while I'm up and moving, I think I'll consider if we want to spare those nodes or just say, yeah, we'll just make Paldium when we get to it if need be. So, while I'm up and moving, I suggest you get up and move. It's supposedly good for you. Definitely helps me a bit. So I will see you guys back in about 5 minutes here. Okay, we're back. No pals had to drop in. Still not sure if it's worth trying to keep those nodes or not, but we also have this stuff eating up a lot of space. Oop, carrying too much. So what I think we're going to do Oop. Yeah, I was standing on that. That doesn't work so well. Yes, I know. You're probably wondering, what are you doing? You just spent the first half of the stream working on this. Well, I decided what we're going to do is kind of take advantage of the view distance of the game and be able to actually see around and stuff. Go get rid of that stone. And take advantage of the fact that apparently they have fixed the AI a bit. And break. Yes, everything is gone. Except these chests. We don't want to put it in there, otherwise we won't be able to rebuild. So, I still like the location of that PAL box. So, we are going to come back in here. 233 by 546. In. Looking at that lower left corner, 233 by 546. I still want that to be our spot for the PAL box. I am still going to be building this on a north-south facing thing because it makes it easier to square everything up. But now, see if I look further away or closer, it doesn't change how far away that PAL box is. So I'm facing north on the compass. I've got my little marker right in the center there. I'm at 5 meters. So I tested this out. So 3 meter side, back up right until I hit 4 meters. I place that down. I come up here. As I spin around, I never really catch up to my marker. There's the PAL box. Going 100% au naturel on this now, it looks like. And see, it looks like we got the PAL box a bit further this way. That is fine, because that moves it a bit further away from back there. So that chest is going to have a better chance of respawning. I just want to make sure this node is still 100% in. This node is now almost 100% out of the circle, which is fine. They weren't going to be mining this anyway when that line was hitting. So the big thing to worry about placing is that breeding farm, because it is big. It takes up space. It hit a few blue spots there. Let's see where that is here. It's sunk in a bit. That's fine. There is space back here. We might do some walls to keep them from wandering around. But I like this space for the breeding pen, because then the pals drop here. We can pick them up. We can just come over here and throw them in. It's not interfering with the node. I hope that that's far enough away. It might take out a few trees. That's fine. He'll help us build. Now, we're not going to use the breeding pen yet, but having it in place kind of dictates where other stuff is going to set. And as of this point, for this base, it is the biggest thing to be concerned about getting placed. The reason I was doing those foundations is because the last time I tried placing over here without having the foundations, it just would not go. So I'm glad it's going this time. Okay, there. And you can tell it's sunken in because you should be able to see a little bit underneath there, but... And we've only got like half of this chest showing. That's okay, though. They'll still wander around on the top of the ground when we get to that point. So that said, storage. We don't even have enough iron to be able to place 3 of those. Want to get... Nah, let's not worry about that yet. We can always break and replace those. So, with this, how I usually place the chests... See, these guys, if we try to place him, is bigger than that guy. Like, physically takes up more left-right space. So, actually, I think what we are going to do... Production. That guy. Since we have some work speed, that's why it dropped from 50 down to 20. Only really helps when you're building stuff at the base, and only really early game, because late game you're going to be having the pals do all the works for you. But it still comes in handy enough at times that, yeah, it's worth doing for me. Okay, let's have him make those. That will get us up to... That was what, 6? So, yeah, 30, 45. So we'll be able to build 3 chests. Kind of want to be able to do 4, so we might let him make those, and then we might go quick mine some ore up here. In fact, we're going to. I forgot it replaces the top one. So let's put our torch on the bottom. So we got our PAL box back, so we can get back up here easy enough. Let's go mine a couple things of ore so that we can place down 4 chests. And so far that's making a good mix of stuff for me. I'll put him down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Because basically I'll do dump chest first. So that's going to have stuff like the ore, coal, sulfur. It'll have the stone, the palladium, the wood, the fiber, that kind of stuff. Then I will do mob drops. So that's going to be stuff that drops, not all the stuff that drops in the ranch, but some of the stuff like, so I might drop the flame organs in there because we're not going to mine or ranch for flame organs all the time. But it'll have the leather, it'll have the bones, it'll have the pal souls, that kind of stuff. Stuff that drops from mobs, hence the name. Then machined or created stuff. So for that, I'm thinking like the ammo, the ancient civilization parts. Torch back up so you guys can see too. Hey, here's that merchant. Don't watch. He didn't even react. I think he's broken. Capturing a human? I don't know what you guys are talking about. That doesn't sound like something we should be doing. Oh, I don't think I went the right direction far enough. Nope, I did not. Just so low-grade medical supplies. That'll be something that drops in the machined chest. Created, crafted, however you want to think about that. And then the third chest. Fourth chest? Anyway, the last chest is stuff like the schematics that I get. Was there iron up here? Or, no, there's down here, though. Or the skill fruit. Stuff that's like one-time use or specifically just for me kind of use. Not that's used to craft other things or stuff like that. That's what goes in that chest. And I usually like to set all 4 of those up right next to the PAL box there because then it's centrally located. And since we're going to go with base PALs that have Swift, ideally, they'll be able to get back there nice and quick and easy. I was just playing with the fox parks there. I turned, so he turned to try and go to that same spot on the screen, and now I turn back, and once he realizes I'm facing this way again, he'll probably try and move again. Or it's just too late for him to try. Okay. There we go. Let's get back up to the base. Quickest way is just going down to a fast travel point. I know that one up top might have been closer, but we're working our way down anyway. And fast travel back to the base. Okay, then we need to... That leaves us one ore to place. Oops, nope, that guy. You get to making stuff. So, what I think we're gonna do is off to that side. Will be our ranch. Because our chests are going to be right here, and then the chests that ranchables go in will be right here on this edge. So let's build that. And we're just building out some of the bigger things that get in the way first. I'm thinking what we might do is the food over this way, maybe. Working its way back into this way. Then we'll do the beds back in here. Around those nodes. That's just the angle I'm... Okay, that's just... That smaller node there was looking like it was outside the circle, and it's not. Okay, so beds might be back in here. Then over here we could do the two... can't think of the word. The things we don't have the PAL fluids to build yet. The sauna, spa things, whatever they are. Okay, so food for now here. And we might move this when we get to our other ore base. We might move this there too. I don't know. We'll see. We come over here. I like to do 1, 2, and then the berries. So this is a good number I've found being set up for the, well, my cake for one, and for the honey-filled jams. Once you get going, it just seems to work right about right. It does produce some extra berries, which you can cook for either food or cook them and sell them. Always an option. Especially once you get higher kindling, those berries cook even quicker. No, that's... I want to build. There we go. I was starting to seed that, and I don't want to do that. We'll leave that for the pals. Might put our egg incubator back there, maybe in this little corner. Just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have built and then tore down. Like I said, we're just letting him build up because we're going to need 60 iron or 60 ingots to be able to build the 4 chests that we're going to store everything. No. Build. There. So because the PAL box is there, we're thinking beds and stuff back there. the logging and the stone pit might go on either side of the ranch. I mean, the main things we're not going to have space for here are things that'll come later anyway, like the production lines. And by then, this will be relegated to probably strictly a that base, breeding base. Okay, now we got enough to build the things. So what I like to do, storage. We are going to plop a regular storage crate here, as close to the PAL box as I can get. And then these guys are going to be faced this way. I want to face north. I want to be about the middle, just a little over. Again, middle, leaving just a little bit of space between them, because then it makes it easier. Okay. I got those set. I'm going to cancel this one. I just did that for spacing so that I have space on the back end here. We'll just let him keep going on that iron. Or ingots. Whatever. These things do take a lot of time to build, even with my increased work speed. And I'll just take this time to mention, for those that are watching the VODs, since I'm not affiliate or anything like that, I'm just getting started. Twitch only keeps the VODs for 7 days. But I am uploading them to my YouTube channel, which literally only has the VODs on it. I have not done anything else with it. But you can catch from Stream 1 on through, because I think Stream 1 is going to drop off probably sometime tonight if it hasn't already, because that's literally been a week since I streamed it. So by tomorrow morning, I'm sure it will be gone, and the only place you'll be able to catch it is on the YouTube. It's literally just a straight upload from Twitch to YouTube, and then yeah, it's just out there for people to catch. That way, if you want to see, well, what was the location on this? How did he set that up the first time? How did he get up here the first time? That's all in the first VOD. You can scrub through the video to find it. Last chest. And then this is basically all our storage other than the cooler, which is going to be over there because the farms are over there. And I'm basically trying to get everything placed out. Like that furnace is just a temp spot. But I'm trying to get everything placed out before we bring the pals back. That way, when they start digging these up, I don't accidentally cover one up. But like Stone Pit, we could fit back here real easy. The logging site would fit over here real easy. And then they're still close by to be able to bring to the chests. Which now we can start organizing a bit. That's going to throw me off every time I come back here. Take it all, just over encumbers us a little bit. There we go. So, let's see. Do we have anything that goes in here? So we're going to want the iron, then the ore, then I like to go coal there. We don't have any sulfur, I don't think. This is going to be mob drops. I'm not going to put the wool in there, because that we might ranch for to be able to build the cloth and stuff. It's going to be the next one. We do have fiber. So, ingot, ore, coal, sulfur. Then I like to go stone, palladium, wood, fiber right there. This one is going to be our crafteds. I don't worry as much about that as far as sorting it. This one is going to be these guys, as well as our ranchables, which I think we'll put down near the bottom end of that. Let's build the food box, though. And I basically want that. I use that as a marker on the other side of my PAL box. Right there. So that I know where the extent of that square is where they'll drop. And then we can drop the berries in there. Okay. Nope, he is done. Iron. Wood. Stone. Mob drop. Actually, you know what? This time... yeah, we'll leave it there, because we're going to need cloth later. In quantities. Especially when we start doing the better beds and stuff. That, and that, and that, and that. I'm trying to do the stuff that ain't going to over-encumber me here. Oh, that's too much. That's not. Okay. Palladium there. Or there. Mob drops. Tech parts. Oop, missed the leather. Oop, and the high quality pal oil and the ice organ. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Those should have been on me in case we ever come across a chest. That's a mob drop. Here's the last of the stone. Oh, guess I can take 2 of those. Let's drop that off. There we go. Goes without saying, not going to be the most efficient base setup. Not what I'm going for at all. Okay, so... one at a time. We don't have any sulfur to take up that spot. But we do have empty spaces we can use here to do other stuff if need be. Say we run out of space in the chest with all the... grab that. Say we end up running out of space in this chest because all the skill fruits and schematics we get from running the dungeons and stuff. Then we can drop in here. We don't have... About the only other mob drop I'm going to worry about is honey that will be dropping in here. Because otherwise we're not going to... It's just going to be a temporary that we're doing it. So let's just do this. Just set those there. And that way it's a bit more centralized. As you can see, sometimes it's easy, for me at least, to grab 2 at a time instead of just 1 at a time. We're just filling up these spaces so that when the pals get put back in the base, they don't put stuff in multiple chests willy-nilly, taking up space that we might need. Because now, with this in here, they're never going to be able to pick up berry seeds. So this is literally all that will go in this chest, is these things and wool. Stop grabbing 2. There we go. And it did it again. I don't know if that's me, the game, my computer, my mouse. Who knows? Now basically what I'll do is I come back from a run or something and I have more ammo than what's in here, or a different type. I'll just say, oh, well, let's grab one of those out and then we'll move it and put them all in the dump chest, because this is where I dump first. Those guys out. And there. Chests are resorted. So what we're missing now are the workbenches. But I think, let's see, so storage is up. We need a cooler box. We don't have the ice organs yet. That does not take up a lot of space. We got the food box. We need a cooking pot. And you know what? Let's put this guy, him being right off of here, means that when we drop the iron in, or we pick up the iron, or the ore, ingots, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, we can dump it right in that chest because we're right next to it. That's why I'm dumping this here. The cooking pot, I'm not sure where we're going to dump that, because we don't really have a full-time fire pal sitting at the base yet. The cooler's going to go somewhere in this area. That way it's kind of close to these things, because these are what they're going to be farming. It might go basically equidistant between the ranch and there, so it might go somewhere in here, and then we'll put the cooking pot, I think, right next to it. Yeah. Let's do the cooking pot like there, I think. Yeah. Because the milk and the eggs, if we ranch for them instead of buying them, will come from over there into the cooler. All these seeds, or not seeds, but like the wheat and the berries will come from there into the cooler. Right now, if they'd be filling up that the feed box, because we're going to try and get a woolly pop at some point, which will drop cotton candy, which, like the honey, does not decay over time, but can be put in the thing. But since we have a breeding pen here, we're going to make cakes here probably. So we don't want to use honey as the spacer, because then it might get taken out of here and then all of a sudden they're putting stuff in there we don't want in there. Let's see, we only needed 1 ice organ. I don't know if this guy's going to sell them. He does not. Okay, so let's quick go to the merchant that sells them. I think we only needed one. I think it took 5. Yeah, so let's just buy 5. Well, yeah, let's just buy 5 ice organs. We might need them later for making cold armor here. Oh, we can't buy ice organs. Right. Yeah, that didn't get me good. So then what we're gonna do is go take out a couple pengullets to get those ice organs. Hey, we were just talking about... Huh. We were just talking about making some cold armor, and that's what that is. It's just an outfit. Now watch. I said let's take out some pengullets, and we're going to be running all over the place to find one and not find one. Our dungeon's open again already. Really? That seems weird. Yeah, open again. Quick refresh. I know I mentioned it in one of the other streams, but back in here's a nice flat area. You could have built a starter base. You'd have to worry about raids. Unless you turned raids off, and I know a lot of people do because they're just broken at the moment. Too easy to cheese. The place I built the first time I did a run was literally in here because you could stretch from, I call it, you could stretch from this edge of the water over to that edge of the water. You'd get to about, here-ish with the circle, and you'd go just barely up this hill. So right around where this rock is with the other edge of the circle. And then you could literally place down foundations everywhere for the entire circle. Super flat area then. Let's see, we had 4 back at the base, so we don't need any others. So let's just head back. Since I wasted enough of the beginning of the stream by tearing down what we built up. But sometimes that's how it goes. You're not sure how it's going to go, and it's like, let's do this instead. How did I miss you again? There. Now we got an extra couple. We needed the PAL fluids too anyway for later here. Actually, you know what? We don't have any PAL fluids, I think, back at the base. Nope. Come back. Okay. Let's work on those for a moment here, because we're going to need those to build those. And this is a good area for getting PAL fluids and such. And one other reason I built down here is I seen one of the things suggesting, hey, build where there's no fast travel points. There are no fast travel points on this little peninsula down here. Not a single one. So it made for a good spot for that too. One thing about where we did build is it's slightly cooler there. So if you're actually leaving hatching of eggs turned on, or they got to incubate first, you want a slightly cooler spot because it's always easier to warm the spot up with the campfires than it is to cool it down. So if you have a slightly cooler spot, then you can hatch more of the eggs. And again, we're just doing the PAL fluids here. Yes, I seen that purple chest. We'll get it in a second here. Oh, stuck. Let's grab that chest quick here. What are we up to? 16. Get these celery, and then we might just head back. Ooh, excuse me. Back to the base here. And a chest. Just trying to pick up the sphere. I hear Lucky. A Lucky Grimace, huh? Oop. Well, he's not lucky anymore. I did not mean to kill him. I did not think that'd do enough damage to kill him. My bad. Excuse me, trying to get through. 19. I don't remember how many PAL fluids we had back at the base. $22. That's more than we need. Well, we may as well grab what we need while we're down here. Ow. Ow. Fine. Literally jumping right through them, and it says, nope, you're not going to damage them. I swear, sometimes it's like they're under the ground instead of on top of the ground. Just. Ooh, sphere. We're just heading back to the base. Nearest fast travel point is up over here, so That's why I said back there was a good spot for a base. Okay, back to the base. So now we're able to build those, what are they called? Hot springs. We got enough? Oh, we got more than enough now. Okay, well, that's good because we'll need them later anyway. But open, Arta dump. Open, Arta dump. So, Tundra outfit schematic. That is a level 9 only uncommon, and we're basically up to the point where we might be crafting this cold resistant pelt instead. And the reason I say we might do this one, that does 2 against cold, and we got a hot shirt already, so that'll protect us basically until we go to the desert or anything. And I see we need to do our bow before I do too much here too. But take one out, drop one in, come back over here, drop that in, except we're, yeah. And then one reason I caught this guy, now we don't have to go clear back to the small settlement. So it comes in handy. Anyway, let's see. As far as size-wise goes, stone pit. Can we fit that over here? Yes, we most certainly can. And not have it interfere with that stone node. I hope that's far enough away. Runners may not pick up from here to run it over there, but I ain't too worried about that at the moment. Until we get better pals, they're going to basically be just working on the nodes anyway. Ten more seconds. Mainly because I forgot to throw out that Cativa to help me build. Now, logging site is a bit bigger than the stone site. We want to pop that there. Do we want to move that back a little bit more? No, I think we want to plop it there, because otherwise they'll get... That'll leave us space to do maybe some beds behind it. And back in here. Can always use that area over there on that side of the... that thing to do like our workbenches and stuff. Which is like what I think we're going to do. My last base, I kind of put them on this side of the chest, or I started to. But we got some trees here that we maybe want them to be able to do before they start doing the logging site. Okay, so that gets us, we got that. Oh, we don't have enough ingots to do the cooler now. Okay, then. Is that back up? It is. Let's mine up some more ore so we can build that cooler box, even though all we have is the chillet for cooling stuff at the moment. And he helps gather as well. And broke. And that should be, I think, just enough. Come on. Come on. There we go. So I really wish they'd change it so that, oh, they're holding down the long press. They want to be able to ride this mount. Not, oh, they're holding down the long press. I'm not going to let them pick up what I think they're trying to pick up. Oops. Not what I meant to hit. Ore node. Number 2, we'll see if we have enough durability. 40 ore per node. Oh, ran out of stamina. So we got halfway there. Seven. And weapon is damaged, so we do less damage now, but we still do some. So rather than leave this node with just 5 ore left in it, even though it's going to take a little bit longer, because a partially damaged node is not going to respawn because it's still there. Oh, one more stamina bar is going to be more than enough. There we go. Remember, sprint and crouch at the same time to do that slide. It was just as easy to do that as it would have been to do... Nope, nope, stop, stop, I want to stop there. As it would have been to go back up to that node, or that fast travel point we were nearer technically to. Okay, that makes more sense there. So, going to use 80, leaving 1 so that it doesn't fill up a spot. You do that. Let's build these guys. If we do one here. Wait, wait, wait. No. We are going to want to do a mill here. Now, as I recall, this looks like we're facing it, so the green's going to, flower, whatever, would come out towards us. But the PAL actually goes to the back side of it to water it. So if we put it like here... Actually, if we put it right here, then the PAL can still do its job without being off the edge of the cliff. And this is what we use to turn the wheat into flour. And the flour is what we use for those jam-filled buns and for cakes. Almost there. 2, 1. Okay, so like I said, I was thinking beds like interspersed between the trees. We never really touched anything back here. As long as we keep them far enough away from the nodes. And the good way to do that is if we take foundations, stone foundations, as far away as we can. Now this isn't perfectly flat, so it's a bit harder to see. Let's see if I can find a flat spot to show you guys this. You can see how it's partially in the ground. If it's a perfectly flat spot, you basically only see the square outline of the top, not those in between areas. So that is a good way to space out your beds to make sure they're gonna have enough space. It looks like we can go around, basically around back here. I don't know if I want to go that far though. Infrastructure. There we go. Beds. So, let's do it this way. That way they're on something. Place one there. Place one there. I don't care right now if these guys are lined up. In fact, I almost don't want them to be. There's 3. That gets too close to the edge. Four. By having them sunk into the ground, the grass still shows through. 5. So it looks like it's a bit more overgrown, that kind of thing. 6. We don't care how close we get to that node. 7. 8. 9. 10. Remember, our settings have the max pals at the base at 15. I believe that was 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. $12. 13. 14. 15. So that is all the spots we would need to do our beds, and they're already laid out. There's space between. It's kind of random. We know they're not going to interfere with the nodes, hopefully. And now we can come over here. Now, one thing to realize about these guys is the upgraded version. This is basically a 1 square size. The upgraded version is basically 2 wide. But if we go 1 there and 1 there, I believe we're set. You're still going? Yeah, I got 10 more iron there. Or ingots, whatever. Oops. And one thing I discovered when you build the upgraded version, one of these ones, if you're inside it, you get stuck inside it. I built it, I had to destroy it right away because I built it with me inside it. So that is something to consider. Now we might look and see what these guys are, but I might show you if you're in an unrateable, air quotes, spot like we are right now. They can't reach us. You know, you can basically ignore them. Eventually they will give up and go away. I don't think we have time for that since we're cutting out at 9 tonight. But basically, we're at the point we need to build the cooler next to that once we get the iron pulled out of, or the ingots pulled out of there. And then we need to build the benches, but other than that, we're fairly set up. Oh, it's just more of these guys. So I could leave them there. Eventually they'll give up. They'll wander back to their spawn point and just disappear. But it's only 3 of them. Fairly low level because our base level hasn't increased. Remember that if you're on your own playthrough and you don't want to do... Oh, nope, come on. Off the bird. There we go. And you don't want to self-restrict like we are, that the spawns you get for... Where are you going? He wanted some exercise, apparently. The spawns you get are based entirely on your base level. So technically, our base level is only level 5, even though we're level 20. Okay, so... cooler box. Storage, food, cooler. There we go. Technically makes 0 sense to put it so close to something hot. But that type of physics, not in the game at the moment. So, and I don't know if they're going to add that type of physics. Because otherwise, if you built near the volcano, well, you'd never keep the cooler box cool. So our other tab here is the one that has these things. That I said, oh, we build this, then it'll make them more efficient when they're doing the handiwork. We build this one, and the Fox Parks would have got done cooking those things faster. The ingots. But, oh, he's done. But those things, some of them are bigger, like there's a silo that's quite tall. Pals get stuck on those. But we have, since we're, oh, that's not what I meant. There we go. We have, since we're in this location, a spot down here that is still technically in the base. that is also technically not raidable. So we might just build those things down here because they'll never get destroyed because nothing can get to them. And as we can kind of see here too, from the PAL box, there is a vertical limit to it too. I had not realized that before. I mean, I knew technically there was because you could only build so far up. I did not realize there was a... It doesn't really... It looks like more like a cylinder than a sphere, so... Something to bear in mind if you start building vertically, but the PALs only go so far vertically anyway. Come on, there we go. And we are about out of time. So those things are going to go down there. I'm thinking the workbenches and stuff, since we don't need access to the back of them, we might just line them up along here. There's more than enough space to do that. We can only set so many out at a time. But we also don't want the PALs to start getting stuck on them either. So I think back here behind these, repair bench is something we're always going to want access to repair our stuff. Right when we come back to base. Do we want to do that or do we not want to do that? Let's not do that. Let's start there. We got that guy. Repair bench is next in line. That guy's not too big. Medicine workbench is kind of short too. Width-wise, I'm talking. Then we start getting into the bigger spots. So in this case, we're going to do the high-quality workbench next. Then we're going to do the sphere workbench. We need more nails. And we can't make any more nails until we make a couple of these. So let's build a couple of these. Just quick build these up and then we'll end the stream here. I mainly want to quick build these up so we don't forget what we got to do next time. Or where we're at. It's like, wait, did we build this bench? Oh, we didn't build this bench yet. There we go. Thank you for helping. We needed 5 more nails yet, so 2, 4, 6. For the sphere workbench. And then the weapon workbench we don't have enough stuff for. I think he's going to get stuck under there. Be interesting to see if he gets his way out or not without us pulling him out. Oh, he glitched himself out. Okay, well, we're basically back to where we were, only haven't dropped the PALs back in. I could easily do that at this point. I'm not going to. We'll wait until next time. We got one more bench to build, but we need some more ingots. again. We got stuff to repair, which actually, let's repair that quick so that we don't forget to, and then go like, oh, we spent those. We can't repair our stuff now. Old bow, cloth outfit. There we go. Everything's repaired. We're ready to go next time. But that said, it is time for next time. I did not intend to spend the entire time doing the base. So I do apologize for switching, basically getting rid of everything we built before the break and redoing it after. We would have just done this, then we could have spent the second half of the thing doing some dungeons, but we'll do those next time. You will see I did mark another spot here. This is where an good ore node spot is, but we can't get there yet because of our self-imposed rules. Maybe next time. Technically, the only progress we made was that dungeon. Everything else was base related and just is set up for doing stuff after the fact. But that said, we are going to end the stream here. And we will just catch you guys later. Again, remember, timings have shifted. We're going to be going 7 to 9 Central Time, so just a 2-hour stream going forward. And the main reason for that is even this 2.5 hours, just I'm ready to get up and move and do something else. And by starting that half hour later on Wednesday, it's going to be much easier for me to get stuff done after work before we start streaming, and I'll have time to recover after before it's basically to wind down before going to bed. But that said, stream is over. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you all on Wednesday.